Fire investigators spent most of the morning working to figure out what sparked a fire at Long John Silver's.
Awesome looking rest of the day. We're staying there in the 60s. Good feel outside too, but that's going to drop and decrease as we go throughout the next several days. I'll show you a weird weekend forecast. Very interesting. It's coming up.
This is WKYT News at Noon.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for watching WKYT. I'm Michelle Chamberlain. Barbara has the day off.
I'm Bill Bryant. Here's what's happening at noon. Fire crews are trying to figure out the cause of a fire that badly damaged a Lexington restaurant early today. It broke out around 7 o'clock this morning at the Long John Silver's on Tates Creek Center Drive.
WKYT's Caitlin Sentner has reaction from the owner, who says this is not the first time the restaurant has caught fire. It's our top story at noon.
Fire investigators spent most of the morning trying to figure out what caused a fire at the fast food restaurant. Luckily, no employees were here at the time of the fire. Early Wednesday morning, it was a very active scene while firefighters worked to contain the fire. It was actually a passerby who noticed smoke and called 911. Crews were at the fast food restaurant within minutes and were able to contain the fire to the interior of the building. Officials say the fire originated in an attic area. They pulled down the suspended ceiling and cut a hole in the roof for ventilation. The call for a structure fire came in just before 7 o'clock, so luckily none of the store's employees were at work yet. Investigators have ruled out arson as a cause.
Right, it didn't appear that anybody was here at the time. The manager actually showed up about halfway through our operation this morning, and they were saying that nobody was here. And you know, she's been with the company about 30 years. You know, Long John's is her home, so you know, at least temporarily, you know, not at this location, unfortunately, for her.
Investigators told the owner they think this was an electrical fire. Plans are to reopen the fast food restaurant within 30 to 60 days. In Lexington, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
Investigators have not determined an official cause. Kentucky Attorney General Andy Beshear is speaking out about an investigation into the illegal dumping of radioactive waste in 2 Kentucky landfills. Nearly 2,000 tons of waste from West Virginia is buried in the Blue Ridge landfill in Estill County. Radioactive waste was also dumped in Boyd County. We'll hear from the Attorney General in a report coming up on WKYT News at 12:30.
A judge is hearing arguments today in the state's case against a Lexington women's clinic. Governor Matt Bevin's administration is suing the EMW Women's Clinic, claiming it performs abortions without licenses. WKYT's Mark Barber is live outside the Fayette County Court Complex with the latest from this ongoing hearing. Mark?
Good afternoon, Bill. This morning, the clinic started, or rather the hearing started, with the attorney for the EMW Women's Clinic saying that this case should not even be in court right now because they say that this state should not have even performed that first inspection last month because they did not follow the proper administrative procedures. Now, the prosecution, they said that because this facility was not a licensed facility, they did not go through the normal process. Instead, they showed up for that spot inspection. Attorneys for the state have been spending much of the morning trying to prove that the facility off Nicholasville Road needs a license in order to perform abortions. Prosecutors say the clinic does not offer any procedures other than abortion, so they cannot claim they're a physician's office, which does not need a license. The attorney for the women's clinic is building his defense around the idea that the clinic was targeted by the state's new Republican administration. During cross-examination, he asked one of the inspectors if she had ever been asked to do an inspection like the one she was told to do last month.
But has your supervisor or your supervisor ever asked you to, by the way, while you're there finding out who owns it, we want you to inspect the whole facility? They've never done that, have they?
The clinic has stopped performing abortions while they wait to see how the judge will rule in this case. Now, the prosecution as well as the defense, they still have a lot of witnesses to call today. They may not even be able to get to all of those witnesses today, so there's still no word at this time about when we could have a decision in this highly contentious case. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. And this morning, inspectors said the clinic did not try to stop the inspection, and if they were asked to leave, they would have gone home.
It's another mild day in the bluegrass with temperatures in the mid-60s, which is cooler than we've seen the past few days. But we're going to dip even more as we head toward the weekend. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is live in our First Alert Weather Center. with an early look at the forecast.
Yeah,
There.
you can feel the difference outside from yesterday to today, but I'm telling you this, we're still well above average. It's all about perspective, right? It's 62 degrees there in Lexington. We're at 68 now in Harlan. It's an awesome feel down east and southeast. Coolest air has not made its way there just yet, but nonetheless, I mean, it's way far off from where we were yesterday in the lower 80s down south and southeast. So great weather the rest of the afternoon, a lot of sunshine, slightly cool there by 8 p.m. If you're heading out to those basketball games, Sweet 16, or out to dinner, just keep that in mind. But then as we go through the next few days, it gets even colder than that. I'm going to show you that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Micah. The basketball Cats are in Des Moines, Iowa, preparing for their opening round matchup in the NCAA tournament.
And we have a team up there as well. Kentucky will take on the Sea Wolves of Stony Brook tomorrow night. WKYT's Rob Bromley is live at the Wells Fargo Arena, where the Cats will hold an open practice later today. Hey, Rob.
Here in Des Moines, first time I have ever had the opportunity to be in this city, and I'll tell you, the short time I have been here, I have been impressed. The Wildcats open NCAA play here tomorrow night against the Stony Brook Sea Wolves, and the games will be played in beautiful Wells Fargo Arena. This is a fantastic building. It's about 10 years old, and I'll tell you, the city of Des Moines is buzzing about the NCAA. The Wildcats are here. The number 1 seeded Kansas Jayhawks are here. They play Austin Peay tomorrow. Indiana is here. Maybe we'll have a UK-IU matchup on Saturday. Kentucky fans are on their way. Most members of the media are already on hand. What do they think of this Kentucky team, and what do they think of the NCAA field?
I think every team you look at, you can find some flaws. Even the 1 seeds are not perfect. They have ways to be beaten. We saw Kentucky go to Kansas and play toe-to-toe with them, and if you can do that, what's left? So I think their ceiling is pretty high.
I don't think I've seen a front court all season improve as much in a month as theirs has. I mean, every guy they've got inside has gotten better. Now, if that continues on, I think they could be back in Houston.
Everybody pretty much sees it as wide open. When the Cats open the tournament, we'll have it for you right here about 9:40 tomorrow night as Kentucky tips it off against Stony Brook. Tonight at 10 on the CW Lexington, you can watch Destination Houston Wildcats in the NCAA. Special program, Brian Milam and All-American Kyle Macy will host. I will be on hand here from Des Moines along with Lee K. Howard. And remember to get in on our Hoops Hysteria Challenge. It is your chance to win some awesome prizes like a 65-inch LED smart TV or up to $1 million. All you have to do to play, sign up at our website, WKYT.com. For now, that's it from here at Wells Fargo Arena. I'll be back in sports. We'll hear from Derek Willis and John Calipari. Willis talking about how this Kentucky team can be even better. But for now, I'll send it back to Bill and Michelle in Lexington. Guys, back to you.
All right, Rob, thank you so much. And looking good up there and having a great time, it sounds like, in Des Moines. And if you're heading up to Des Moines, the UK Alumni Association will be hosting a pregame party at the Beer Can Alley. That will be tomorrow at 5 Eastern Time. The bar is just a short walk over to the Wells Fargo Arena. Well, it's like heaven for hunters and for people who just love being in the great outdoors. It's the grand opening of the new Cabela store in Lexington.
Oh, they got it. Instead of cutting a traditional ribbon, the store opened with a bow and arrow. Jamal Murray style, of course. Some camped out as early as yesterday. The first 500 people in line got a store gift card. One man says he's excited to have a place like this in Lexington.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I think it'd be a great thing for us around here to have a Cabela's here. I've ordered off Cabela's for many a year, and to have one here for us now is going to be wonderful.
The store is located on Polo Club Boulevard near Hamburg.
Well, it's good to have you with us on WKYT News. President Obama has named a nominee to fill the late Justice Antonin Scalia's seat on the U.S. Supreme Court. We'll have reaction to his announcement and the battle that could be ahead coming up on Kentucky's #1 Midday News.
Also ahead, celebrities affected by the massive nude photo leak in 2014, including Kentucky native Jennifer Lawrence, are finally getting some closure. We'll have the latest on the case next on WKYT.
Wouldn't it be great to know what your car payment will be before you visit the dealership? Thanks to Your Deal, Your Way, now available exclusively at paulmillermazda.com, you can pick your payment and negotiate the best price for your new Mazda.
This is the easy, convenient, and private way to get your deal your way.
Visit paulmillermazda.com to get the deal you love online.
Your deal, your way.
Points, click, save. paulmillermazda.com.
All S, all P, all O, R-T, S Sports. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Skin Secrets is Lexington's premier medical spa. With over 50 years of combined experience, our board-certified dermatologists offer the most advanced cosmetic procedures. In addition, our highly trained licensed estheticians will have your skin glowing with our revolutionary procedures and top physician-grade skincare products. Call Skin Secrets to schedule your next Botox and Juvederm treatment through the month of March and receive $50 off each. Skin Secrets is your secret to natural beauty.
When I'm lucky enough to meet you out in public, the question I'm most often asked is, what is Emma up to? So let me tell you. As usual, she stays busy investigating accident scenes, sniffing out evidence, and solving cases. But recently, she became a big sister. Meet Molly. Emma loves Molly. She doesn't know if she's her kid's sister or daughter. Unfortunately, she sometimes thinks she's the baby. When you write Emma, she'll write you back. Morgan & Morgan, for our dogs.
At Frankfort Toyota, we have new 2016 Corollas, up to $2,200 off MSRP or 0% financing available. Or new 2016 RAV4s, up to $2,200 off MSRP or take advantage of 0% financing. And we'll double your no-cost maintenance to 4 years or 50,000 miles.
Frankfort Toyota, Google rated 4.9 out of 5 stars.
Frankfort Toyota, or check us out online at frankforttoyota.com.
All S, all P, all O, R-T, S Sports. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Welcome back to WKYT News at noon. President Obama introduced his Supreme Court nominee to replace the late Antonin Scalia.
That move sets up a likely showdown with Republican leaders who have vowed to block any action until after the November election. Craig Boswell has this report from the White House.
President Obama introduced his Supreme Court nominee in the White House Rose Garden.
After completing this exhaustive process, I've made my decision. Today I am nominating Chief Judge Merrick Brian Garland to join the Supreme Court.
63-year-old Merrick Garland became Chief Judge on the U.S. Court of Appeals in Washington, D.C. in 2013. He is a respected liberal born in Chicago. He graduated from Harvard Law School.
The president, in selecting Merrick Garland, has gone with, I believe, the safest possible pick. He has a long record of highly regarded by conservatives and liberals across the spectrum.
If confirmed, the new justice will replace conservative Antonin Scalia, who died suddenly last month, and that could change the ideological balance of the court for years to come.
And that's exactly what Senate Republicans want to avoid. President Obama knows that with this nomination, he'll be facing bitter opposition in Congress.
Almost immediately after Scalia's death, Republican leaders promised not to hold confirmation hearings or vote on a nominee until after the next president is sworn in.
We will reiterate that the American people will have a voice in the vacancy on the Supreme Court as they choose the next president.
In pushing forward with his nominee, President Obama says he is fulfilling his constitutional duty and called on senators to do their jobs. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
By the way, we've learned that Senator McConnell voted against Merrick Garland when he was appointed to the appeals court back in 1997. The president says Garland will be traveling to Capitol Hill tomorrow to meet one-on-one with senators. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton took big steps closer to their party's presidential nominations after big wins in the most recent primaries. Trump added to his delegate lead with wins in Florida, North Carolina, and Illinois. But he lost to Ohio Governor John Kasich in the Buckeye State, where it is a winner-take-all state. Clinton defeated Bernie Sanders in Ohio, Florida, North Carolina, and Illinois. Missouri is still too close to call. Meanwhile, Florida Senator Marco Rubio suspended his presidential bid after losing his home, the Sunshine State, to Trump. The United Nations Population Fund has named actress and Kentucky native Ashley Judd as its Goodwill Ambassador.
Yeah, the fund addresses reproductive health and population issues. She will be joining forces to raise awareness of the huge work that still needs to be done across the world to stop women from dying and empowering them. Judd is known for her roles in such movies as Kiss the Girls, Double Jeopardy, and Heat. She's also a huge UK basketball fan, and she was seen at the SEC tournament in Nashville over the weekend. Police have arrested a Pennsylvania man connected to the 2014 Celebgate hacking scandal. Kentucky native Jennifer Lawrence and model Kate Upton were just two of the more than 100 celebrities exposed, resulting in the leak of private pictures and videos. Prosecutors say Ryan Collins used a phishing scheme, sending out an email that looked like it was from Apple or Google, asking them to provide usernames and passwords. Collins is charged with hacking into the accounts. He faces up to 5 years in prison. The FBI says the investigation is ongoing and more arrests are expected.
I'm Victor Puente in Lexington, where bills meant for motion picture use are becoming an issue for police. Coming up at 12:30, we'll show you the simple way to protect yourself.
Think you might be pregnant? No judgment, no pressure, just help. AssuranceCare.org.
You look beautiful. So pretty.
With more selection and savings, you get more of what you need for Easter at Meijer.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
1,876 small businesses in Kentucky were financed by Whitaker Bank last year.
Whitaker Bank helped 2,415 Kentucky families make a house a home last year by financing their mortgage.
Over $300 million loaned to Kentucky families and small businesses to help them achieve their dream.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Think for a moment. You don't think twice about having your eyes tested, but what about your hearing? Hi, I'm Marcia Mattingly. At Beltone, we've helped thousands of people lead richer, fuller lives by showing them that they can hear the way they should. At Beltone, a free hearing test can determine if you need hearing help. Call now. You have everything to gain. 50 years and 3 generations serving the tri-state with the most trusted name in hearing aids, Beltone.
These creamery shakes are so rich and creamy.
I know, finally a shake for an aficionado like myself.
Wait, you're a shake aficionado?
Not a shake aficionado, the shake aficionado.
Whoa.
Yeah, well perhaps you could be one too, go ahead.
There's a coolness, it's cold.
Okay, ice cream is cold? Stop the presses, guys, ice cream is cold. Says Pete, print it.
New slow-churned creamery shakes are here in premium flavors like bourbon brown sugar. And all shakes are half price after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
What do these women have in common? They are the staff of Ageless Medical Weight Loss. They've lost a combined 1,300 pounds. The team at Ageless will understand your struggles and celebrate your victories. For a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution, call Ageless today for a free consultation.
Hi, I'm Brian, and I buy houses in the Lexington area. No more stress. I can buy your house as is, and we'll close professionally with a Lexington attorney. You can get all cash, immediate debt relief, and peace of mind. Call me at 859-278-HELP or go to 278help.com.
Perfect. I made you something beautiful. Wow! That's for the table. For the table! Oh!
With more selection and savings, you can put more on your Easter table at Meijer.
Perfect.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on News Radio 630 WLAP. Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
It's such a good-looking day outside. It's much like what you saw and not so much felt yesterday, but what you saw yesterday, a lot of blue skies. That's what we have today, and anything that you have going on the rest of the afternoon is just fine. I will tell you this, it's a little bit cooler, especially with those winds gusty outside, but it still feels great. It's all relative, right? We were in the 70s, even a couple of 80s down south yesterday afternoon. And today it's going to be more of the 60s and a few 70s down south. So we're about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than where we were yesterday. So we go throughout the rest of the day and we finish off right around 66 degrees. Now we go into the evening. Remember, there's a lot going on with heading out to dinner on days like this. A lot of people like to head out to dinner. You just don't want to fight the rain and fight the cold. It's not going to be like that. However, it will be a little chilly as that sun does set. Remember, the sun sets an hour later, so it's going to be just before 8 p.m. Going into the night and into tomorrow morning, 42 starting off tomorrow morning. We haven't seen 40s in quite some time. Next couple of days are fairly dry. I really don't see much happening. So let's talk about your weekend forecast. It's Saturday. There's 5 p.m. Saturday, and we do have some showers making their way into the southern half of our viewing area. So south of 64 on Saturday, it's going to be the best shot at some rain. Still very small chance. 30–40%, but that's the best chance, okay? Then you hit towards Sunday, watch what happens. That cold rushes in, and that could give us that mixture of snow flying across the region. So it's going to be a rain-snow mix. Now, this is a very complicated system, especially with the temperatures like we have now and have had. So those ground temperatures are really warm. It's going to be hard-pressed for anything to stick unless it really comes down, and that's what we have to watch with these particular weather models. How hard does it come down? Is it a thick snow? Is it just a light snow? Something to really watch out for there on Sunday. Let's talk about your 7-day forecast. Next 3 days, no problems. It's just going to be a little bit cooler each and every day. Once we hit Friday, it'll look good. But remember, 50s, right around 52 degrees, that's close to average being mid-50s. But that's close to average. If we were in the 40s and 50s the past several days, it would be a different story. However, we haven't been. And so you throw in the 50s, and that gets a little cool. So it will be cool on Friday, but the weekend is definitely the storm system we need to be watching for.
Yeah, it's attention-getting. We'll watch it, certainly.
Absolutely.
And then hope for improvements next week.
Yeah, let's cross our fingers.
We're getting into spring for real, right?
I can't believe we're talking about snow.
Yeah, we're coming back in just a moment, and Rob Romley will have the latest for us, latest on the Cats live out of Des Moines coming up.
Yeah, and an incredible matchup in the Sweet 16. Dave Baker is next with sports.
And let's check stocks as we head to the break this afternoon. The major market indicators are up a bit.
Survivor is a tricky game. You can never fully trust anything anyone says.
I totally trust you.
Okay. Everywhere you turn, there's another obstacle.
Ah, red ant, red ant, red ant.
Just because you're on the bottom doesn't mean you're out. Everybody drop your buffs. We are switching things up. Wow. Just one twist.
This time of year, everyone in the Lexington area is excited because they know
it's time for the Burke Furniture March Markdown Madness Sale. Slam dunk huge savings up to 60% off in every department.
A beautiful home begins at Burke's.
Honey, you gotta see this.
Time Warner Cable now makes your internet do more.
Honey! Honey?
Our ultra-fast internet with home Wi-Fi keeps your devices connected. Anywhere in your home.
Have you seen this video?
Discover how much more is included. Internet plans start as low as $14.99 per month. Call 1-855-1TWC. Time Warner Cable.
Clients come into the office. The government has said, no, I don't believe you. You're not disabled.
The major problem with Social Security disability is that most people who sign up are denied at the initial level. If your claim's denied, don't give up. Call us immediately. We'll appeal your case.
We can do an effective job of representing you that will get you the benefits that you deserve.
Call Morgan, Collins, and Yeast, 1-800-55-WILDCAT.
Grab a pencil. Audubon Hearing Center is seeking 35 people with hearing problems to take part in a 10-day challenge, evaluating a new high-tech hearing device the size of a pencil eraser. Call the number below. Invisibel is the world's first 100% custom invisible digital hearing aid. Hearing consultations will be performed at no charge on all qualified callers. Call the number below and take the 10-day challenge.
Honey, would some Captain D's make you feel better?
Yeah.
When you love seafood this much,
Back again?
I hope it's just a clumsy phase.
it's gotta be D's. Anything's worth it for our new home-style flounder meal or double dozen shrimp. Also try our grilled menu featuring new Tuscan tilapia. For full meals starting at just $4.99, it's gotta be D's.
This time of year, everyone in the Lexington area is excited because they know
it's time for the Burke Furniture March Markdown Madness Sale. Slam dunk huge savings up to 60% off in every department.
A beautiful home begins at Burke's.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. Follow WKYT on Twitter.
Ever since arriving in Lexington, John Calipari's sole focus has been on the NCAA tournament. And tomorrow, the Cats take their first step on the road to Houston in Des Moines, Iowa. Rob Romley is with the Cats for their Midwest Regional Opener.
Here in beautiful Wells Fargo Arena, downtown Des Moines, where the Kentucky Wildcats go into the NCAA tournament on a roll, having won 10 of their last 12. They hope to keep it going here Thursday night as they open up the NCAA against Stony Brook. Now, John Calipari is proud of his team and the way it has responded and continued to improve going into the postseason. But forward Derek Willis says it can get even better. He says this team has not reached its peak yet.
We are peaking. I don't think we've really hit our potential yet. I mean, defensively, me not there. There's a lot of breakdowns. I think we foul too much still.
He's looking at his defense and some of our rebounding stuff, and he's probably right in some of those areas.
It's a lot of stuff that if we could just avoid all that, then the game would go more smoothly. And we're just beating teams by 15, 20, and it's stupid.
I will have much more coming up 4 o'clock from here in Des Moines, where the Cats open up the NCAA. For now, that's it from here at Wells Fargo Arena. Back to you.
Thanks, Rob. Of course, the Cats open the NCAA tournament. We'll have it for you right here. 9:40 tomorrow night, Kentucky and Stony Brook, the tip-off from Des Moines, Iowa. And don't forget about our Hoops Hysteria Bracket Challenge. It's your chance to win some awesome prizes. You can take your chances at beating me, and you can win things like a 65-inch LED smart TV or up to $1 million. It's simple to play. Just sign up at WKYT.com. Game 1 of the boys' Sweet 16 between Buckhorn and Murray is just tipped off at Rupp Arena. And while there's a great lineup of games throughout the day, it'll be hard to top the anticipation for the nightcap tonight as top-ranked Mercer County takes on number 2 Dunbar. For the 11th region champion Bulldogs, they struggled in their regional opener after waiting a few days to play. This time, Dunbar has waited 9 days to play.
They've handled it better, but also I think the excitement of it being a state tournament is going to make it a little bit different. Everybody's going to be a little jittery, a little hyped up, extra than normal, a little more than normal, and I think it's going to be, the first quarter is going to be tough to get through. Everybody will kind of have to scramble around and get through the first quarter of every game usually, and that's pretty typical state tournament.
Should be a great one tonight. And tonight on the Big Blue Insider, Mark Berger will be sitting in for Dick Gabriel with a preview of the Cats and the Seawolves. That's at 6 on 630 WLAP. Again, we'll hear again from Rob in Des Moines at 4, and we'll hear from Cal and the players later today. But guys, for now, that's a look at sports on this Wednesday.
All right, Dave, thank you so much. And also Rob Romley up there in Des Moines.
Exciting times. There's more to come in our next half hour of WKYT News at noon.
New developments from northern Kentucky after a car fell off of a bridge and into the Ohio River.
The Kentucky Attorney General has launched an investigation into reports of illegal dumping of radioactive waste at landfills in several Kentucky counties. Coming up at 12:30, you'll hear from him. Tonight's Powerball jackpot is $70 million, and Friday night's Mega Millions jackpot, $25 million.